All right. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to another SD Skill Sessions. We have a presenter who signed up today, but he's not in. So we will discuss about the topic that we discussed before. That's union find. So I would like this session to be interactive, but let's see how it goes. So can somebody help me to basically define what is union find data structure?
Okay, definition.
Yeah.
So basically, the way I look at it is you unite two nodes which have same properties. And so when you keep on uniting them, so you're grouping them. So you're grouping related nodes together which have the same properties. That is one thing I was thinking of.
Okay. And why this data structure is used? For example, I can see that tree is the data structure that is used to model parent-child relationship, right? So for what kinds of problem this data structure is used union find?
To join two set.
Okay. Join two sets. Anything else?
And check whether both are in the same group or not.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Find connected components. So that will be same as joining two sets, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is exactly what it is, but I'll just give a name that sounds good. Union find is the data structure that help you to find and solve dynamic connectivity problem. Okay. Now, what is dynamic connectivity problem? Right. So it's a set of problem where you want to make a relationship by joining them at the runtime. So for example, let's say that 0. Okay, these are all my element, right? I want to say that join 0 and 1. Okay. Then I can say that join 2 and 7, right? I can say that join 3 and 4. Now, after doing 3 join, I want to say that, okay, give me all my components, how many components I have, right? So in this case, how many components I have? How many connected component I have? Let me phrase it clearly.
7.
7, right? Yeah. So, yeah, one is this, right? This component. One is this. One is this. And this all are itself connected components, although they don't have anything else in that, right? Now, when I want to say dynamic connectivity, basically, what does it mean is that at any time, I should be able to query saying that whether 3 and 8 are connected or not, whether 3 and 4 are connected or not, whether 2 and 1 are connected or not, anytime. Okay. So I can make another connection. Let's say that I want to make another connection called 0 and 5, right? Make different colors. 0 and 5, right? After that, I should be able to ask query saying that is 5 and 2 are connected or not, is 1 and 5 are connected or not, and that query should be fast. So suppose we are not using union find data structure. What is the other way to find out this connectivity problem? Let's say that 0 and 1 are connected, 0 and 5 are connected, 2 and 7, 3 and 4 are connected. Now we have to ask a question whether 1 or 5 connected or not, or 2 or 5 connected or not. What other way we can solve it if we are not using, let's say, union find?
We can use DFS.
Okay, so DFS. So, but what data structures this should present?
Like a graph.
Yeah. Yes.
Like a graph.
Yeah.
Like
correct.
if we want to do it in brute force, so graph will be a.
Yes, right. So it's a kind of graph data structure where I can do DFS and answer this question, right? Are they in the same group or not, right? Are they connected or not? But the problem with this is that every time you want to ask, you're saying that whether 3 or 8 connected or not, right? Or whether 4 or 9 connected or not. Every time we have to basically solve that problem, isn't it? In a sense, every time I have to do DFS, right? Is it clear?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
so you can do it as a graph, but it is not very it's not a data structure that can scale well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because
so,
it has its own overheads. Yeah.
Yes, it has its own overhead. Yes, and basically this is not a specialized data structure, right? So you can't basically basically you every time you want to answer whether two nodes are connected or not, you have to always do DFS and find out whether they two are connected or not, right? So that complexity is too high, right? So let's go a little further. Just give me a second. Okay, so yeah, so I want, yeah, so I can finish, let's say connect 5 and 6, 1 and 6, right? All this, right? Now, at this point, we have a 2 connected component, right? This one and this one. And I should be able to answer whether 2 are connected or not, any 2 are connected or not. Okay, so this is in a nutshell union find data structure, right? It helps you to answer dynamic connectivity problem, and basically you can always answer whether 2 nodes are connected or not. Right? And this data structure is based on some properties about connection. For example, so 0 is always connected to self, right? It is in the graph also. Each node are connected to itself. So that is one property. Another one is a symmetric. What do I mean by symmetric is that when I say that 0 and 1 are connected, that means 1 and 0 also connected. So in graph term, if we can see that it is a undirectional graph. And it is transitive. What does transitive means is that if 5 and 0 are connected and 0 and 1 are connected, that means 5 and 1 also are connected. Okay. So it is same thing as a graph, nothing else. I'm just throwing some terms that are used in theory of discussing this data structure. Right. Now, so in this data structure, right now we know that we want to join 2 sets and they are in the same group, right? Those are the main. Are they in the same group? So those are the main. Those are the 2 API that it supports. If we want to say that this class of data structure, right? So if I want to define, let's say union find class, the way I define is class union find, and it will have one is it's constructor that takes the size, how big your union find class is. Another one is method that returns nothing, and that takes 2 parameter, union method that takes 2 parameter, that you want to connect node P with the node Q, right? And another one is connected or is connected, whatever we want to call it, right? Connected. And that return bool if that given two node P and Q are connected. Okay. So yeah, this is all about theory. So just one difference. So although as we say that, right, this problem can be solved as a graph, and when we use the DFS, graph gives one more extra things that we can't find using union find. So what does graph give is a path, right? When I say that 5 and 7 are connected using union find, I can't say that how they are connected. Basically, what path it takes. It takes 5 to 0 to 1 to 2 to 7. I don't know that path. Okay. But in graph, if I use DFS and use graph, I can exactly say that, oh, 7 is connected through 5, 0, 1, 2, and 7. That is one thing, right? Another thing is that once they are connected, let's say that, let's see this, right? Once I say that connect 1 and 2, there is no way to disconnect that. Okay, so it is kind of one way, one direction the connection happens. Once you connect, you are connected. You can't say that now disconnect 1 and 2. So it is just to, this thing is just to, know that when you want to decide any problem, solve through union find, these are the properties that you need to understand. One is that the other things that we discussed, like transitivity and things like that. Plus, you can't, once you connected, you can't disconnect. Okay, so we will try to implement this data structure by going from basic implementation to the advanced one. That is very efficient. Okay, so the first implementation we will call is a, so okay, connected. Now the way this data structure work is that basically, suppose we want to create a union find data structure with the 10 objects, right? So I will create an array of size 10. Okay.
Bhavi, just
Yes.
a quick question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where have I missed. So the third line in that class Boolean connected tells you whether the two nodes are connected, whether there is a connection between the two nodes P and Q or not. Correct?
Correct.
And the void union in P and Q, what is the significance of that?
So that will basically connect to. So for example, void P and Q is that, so right now, if I say that 1 and 2 are connected, or 1 or 7 are connected or not, it is not connected, right? It return false. But then I can say that this, okay, so this union signifies this, join two sets.
Oh.
When I want to say that connect 1 and 2, I will basically call it union 1 and 2.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So this is basically connect, and the other is saying that is connected.
So what information are we storing on the first line, UF int n, number of components that are there?
Yeah, this is a constructor. So yes.
Okay.
Because I want to implement this using array, so I want to know the size beforehand.
Size, okay. Understood.
Okay.
Thanks.
Good. Thanks for asking question. Please ask any question if you are unclear about this. So, because if you don't understand right now, the final implementation, I mean, you will understand, but you won't able to remember it. Okay. So the way I want to store is that if I want to define a 10 size 10 union find of 10 node, I will define integer array with the 10 size, and this is my index, right? And I will initialize each with the same number. So that basically significant that what is the significance of this is that the index 0 and the value that is stored at index 0, that basically says that with what it is connected to. So when I say that 0 has a 0 and 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 at the index 3, that means 3 is connected with 3. Okay. Now I want to say that connect 0 and 1. Right. I want to say put this connection 0 and 1. So what I can do is that I can either change the index value of 0 or 1, anything. So I can either change 0 index value of 0 to 1's index value, or index value of 1's to 0. So for the simplification, I can say that I will always change the value of first element or second element. You can say anything, by the way. Okay. So here I'm going to say that when I connect the 0 and 1, I'm going to change this 0 to 0. Okay. So now index 0 and index 1 both has their ID is 0. That means both belongs to same group because their ID is same, right? 0, 0. So that is how this data structure will work at the end. Okay. When I say that connect 0 and 5, so connect 0 and 5, I am going to change, whatever I store at 5 to 0. Now, if I want to answer question saying that is 5 and 1 are connected, right? What I'm going to do is that basically I'm going to find the value of 1. So let me define another function. It might not be used externally, but it is going to be used internally. And in the initial implementation, there's no much significance of this function, but as the things get as we improve our implementation, it will be useful. All right. So integer find p. Okay. All right. So the find is basically nothing, but it says that now the implementation of connected, right? It will be very simple. So I'm gonna return find p equal to find q. Okay. And implementation of find is very simple. In this case, it will just return this is ID is our array. Okay. So is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So this is clear. Now, only thing we haven't implemented is union, right? And all the magic happen here basically. In a sense, magic in a sense, how efficient we make this algorithm. Okay. So we are going to start with implementation of quick find. Okay. So it is quick find union find, whatever we call it, right? Class, quick find union find class. So I can call it a class quick find union find. What does quick find union find? Quick find means is that our find implementation is very simple. The way we have written about, right? It just return ID of p. Okay. So I'm just writing many things since it is the first time we are writing. Afterwards, maybe I will avoid writing few stuff. So this is the integer array, right? ID array that I want to define. And my constructor basically quick find, union find. It takes the size, right? What I do is that I will create new integer array of given size, right? Also, what I have to do, what we did before when we create an array, what we did.
Initialization.
Yes. So basically, assign each value. Yes, that's correct. Initialization, right? So I'm just going to say that id I equal to I, right? So this basically create array where each value of that array is its index. That means each are connected to itself, right? Implementation of find is similarly what we have done here. Okay. So, let me still write it down just for completeness. Okay. Now comes to the implementation of union, right? So whenever I want to union, right? Let's say that I did in this case, right? Now I did 0, 1, and 5 are connected, right? But now I want to connect. So what we are doing is that whenever I say that connect P to Q, I am changing value of Q to the value of P, right? Now I want to say that connect, 2 to 1. Okay, I want to say that connect 2 to 1. So basically value of 2, I have to put the value in the, what is the value in the 1, right? So 2's value is 2. So I want to change 1 to 2. But I don't stop there, right? In quick find, what I'll do is that I will scan through whole array, and wherever there is a 0, I will change it to 2. So now 0 for 5, 0, 1, and 2, those are in one group. They all have a same value. Okay, 2, 2, 2, 2.
That's me. How can I help?
Okay, so what I'm gonna do?
That's like asking me to show up. Here are 2 suggestions. I can tell you an
Uh-oh.
funny joke.
Alexa.
Send me a compliment.
Okay, Google, stop.
I'll be here if you need me.
Right. So I'm gonna just find the ID of P and Q, right? And then I'm writing a loop, simple loop. Whatever we have done in initialization, all same thing. If ID of I is equal to PID, then okay. So okay, in this implementation, basically I am assigning ID of Q to ID of P, but you can do anything. Okay, so I'm scanning through whole array.
Instead of doing like this, we can do like this, ID of P equal to minimum of ID of P Q.
What is minimum?
Mean we can take always take minimum as a parent. Okay, so it will be converged to the minimum every time. So all the parents should be pointed to the minimum one.
Path compression kind of,
Yeah.
Ultimately the parent will be 0 only of everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
instead of all this line, you can put just one line.
Huh?
That ID of P, ID square bracket P equal to minimum of PQ. ID
Uh-huh.
of square bracket Q equal to minimum of PQ. That's
Yeah,
all. Totally.
yeah, understand. Makes sense. But still I have to write the loop, right?
It's not required. Loop is not required.
So I think you might have jumped, and so I am implementing quick find. So there are a lot of ways to implement this data structure, and you might be talking about some other data structure,
No,
like
you are
I mean some other
uniting-
implementation.
You are uniting two nodes, right? Now,
Say that again.
now go to the down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here you are uniting parents P and Q, right?
That's correct.
I'm talking about this function definition only.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this will, you are saying that this will change to ID of P equal to minimum of ID of P and ID
No.
of Q.
No,
Right.
only P or Q only.
Oh,
Minimum
okay.
of PQ, right? That's all.
ID of P equal to minimum of ID of Q.
In bracket minimum by
Of
P and Q,
PQ.
right? Exactly, yeah. And ID of
Okay.
Q is equal to, so, yeah.
Okay. Now tell me one thing. Okay. So let's do that. Okay. So
Oh, okay. Minimum of, yeah, you are right. Yeah, right. Minimum of PQ, yeah, right. That you have to write.
say that again.
Yeah, whatever first line you have written, right? That one is correct. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But still I have some question. Okay.
Yeah.
So now when I say that, okay, when I say that, what is this? Okay. Never mind. Okay. So when I say that connect 0 and 1, what is the value I change to 0 and 1? Both
If
0?
0 will be 0, 1 will be 0.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
So 0 will be 0, 1 will be 0. Now I say that connect 0 and 5.
Then 0 will be 0, 5 will be 0.
Correct, right? Now I say that connect let's say
5 and 2.
Yeah, no, 5 and 2 are not. Yes, 5 and 2. I mean, in this we haven't collected 5 and 2. So in this diagram, okay. So I'll just refrain that. Okay. So connect. Let's say 1 and 2.
Then 2 will be 0.
2 will be 0. I see what you're saying. And 2 and 7. So
Then 7 will be 0.
7 will be 0. Okay, understood. Yeah. That's a good implementation. So
Yeah.
you are saying that
your first line is correct. Okay. My second two line, you need to correct ID of P, ID of Q. That's you have to put it. That's all.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I think I like that implementation. So I'm gonna keep that. Okay. I think yeah, that implementation is really nice. Cool. Thank you. So what we are doing is ID of P is equal to minimum of ID of P and ID of Q, and ID of Q equal to minimum of ID of P and ID of Q. Is that correct?
So second line also, you don't have to run the minimum also. ID of Q is equal to ID of P. That's all also you can do.
Okay.
You can
Yeah.
reduce the operation also here, minimum operation.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. All right. So I believe it should work always, because what we are doing is that we are always keeping the minimum, right? So wait. So if
Even I think for
4,
computer it might not work.
so sorry, I think I have some doubt about it. Okay? So let's talk about it. Okay. But it might work, but let's just validate. Was somebody saying something? Okay. So I want to.
My voice is clear.
No, it is crackling.
Okay, give me a minute.
But okay. Okay, so I want to connect 4 and 9. So what I will do is that 4 I'll keep same and 9 I will change to 4, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to connect 3 and 4.
Okay, then order of operation is got changed, right? Yeah.
I mean, order, you don't know what order you get, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Because this would become O of one union and find, which is unheard of.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. I
So it's
mean,
not possible. We have to do the recursive change on all
Exactly.
the elements, kind of,
Yeah.
or something else.
right?
So you have to do a lookup of all those components which are connected.
Yeah.
Till you hit the parent. Yeah.
Right. So although I like this, I have to go back to my old implementation. Is that correct?
Understood.
Okay. So PID is equal to ID of P. Yeah. Yeah. O of 1, we will reach there. Okay. By the end of this today's discussion, probably we'll reach there. Let's see how we do it. So basically, I'm scanning the whole array, right? Here. Okay. So let's talk about some number, right? So this algorithm name. Let's make a table. So we did quick find, right? In which get initialize is always n, right? Because we are running through the loop. Union. What is the cost of union? This.
That is
O of n.
also n, yeah.
Of n, right? What is the cost of find?
1.
And what is the cost of? Say that again.
No, find. I thought we are going from root, from the leaf to the root. So I thought height of the tree to. But
So in this implementation, we are not doing that, right? See, our find is very simple. Just return that ID. Right. So see, yeah, we will go to the other one also where we are going from root and other things, right? But in quick find, basically, what I'm saying is that my find is very optimized. That's why it's called quick find. It's O of 1. Okay. And connected. What is the cost of connected?
That is also 1, no?
O of one.
Yeah, correct. Okay. So let's establish this and then we will implement further. Okay. Other one. So is everyone clear how we did this quick find? Okay. So now we know that union cost is more and find cost is less, right? So let me see if I can optimize it, right? So it was a quick find. Let me see that if I can optimize the union, because that's so initialize is not gonna be changed. It is always n. So I want to now implement quick union. Right. So this is always n, and I want to optimize union. Okay, so let's see what it's done. So probably what I will do here, that tree will come right in the picture. So basically, let's say that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just doing that many. Okay. So when I say that connect 2 and 3, right? Instead of I'm changing value of all 2 and 3 is what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to change the value of one only. So let's say that 2's value I'm going to put 3. It's a kind of we can see it as a parent child. Okay, it is not exactly parent child, but I'm going to change the value of 2 to whatever the value of 3. Right now I say that connect 1 and 3. So I'm going to change value of 1 to whatever the value of 3. Okay. Now I say that connect 4 to 1. Right. So I'm going to change value of 4 to whatever the value of 1. Right. So this is what I'm going to do. So my union is very simple. Probably it's O of 1 operation. Let's find out. Okay. So let's call it quick union. Right. Yeah. So
But in this case, find time complexity will be increased, right?
that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah.
So if find increase, then union also time complexity also not order 1.
That's
Order-
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Yeah. So I want to do that, but probably we are not successful, right? Let's find it out, right? So basically, my constructor will be same, right? There's no change. So I'm not writing it. Okay. The only thing we are changing is find and union, right? So let's implement the union first. Okay. And what I'm doing is ID of I equal to J. That's the only thing I'm doing. Okay. So this is my union. We don't do complexity because we still don't know complexity of find, right? So let's do the complexity of find. What would be the complexity of find in this case? Let's say that find of 4. What we are doing when I say that find of 4,
Of
basically, say that again.
O of n, worst case. It's
Yes.
like a linked list tree.
Yes. So what we are doing is that, okay, so I think I haven't drawn the tree, so it was probably not clear, but let me draw the tree. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. And when I initially did, so this is how it is initialized, right? And this is index. Okay. Now, when I say that connect 2 to 3, what I did is that basically I found the find 2. So find 2 is basically 2, right? When I want to find 2 is 2, and find 3 is 3. And what I'm doing is to do ID of 2 equal to 3. So what I'm going to change is that this 2 I'm changing to 3. Okay. Then I say that connect 3 to 1. So whatever the value of 3 I'm changing to the value. Wait, is it correct? Yes. Right. Yeah. And when I am saying that connect 1 to 3, not 3 to 1. Okay, because that make a difference. So I'm saying that connect 1 to 3. So I'm going to change the value of 3 to value of 1 to 3. Right. Now I say that connect 4 and 1. Okay. Connect 4 and 1. So then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the value of 4 to whatever the value of 1, right? So I'm gonna value of 4 to value of 1, that is 3, right? So this is how it will be. Okay. So to implement this find, right, what we have to do is basically, if it is this kind of tree structure, right? Basically, we have to wait. This is a quick union, right?
Yeah, actually, this we can straightforward do the line number 3 without line number 1 and 2, right? Just I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
I mean, you can always do that. Yes. Ideally,
Then find is not required, I think so.
oh, find is not required. No, that is interesting. What we can do.
So well, here, suppose 3, 2 is coming. We make 2 parents 3, okay? Then 1, 3 is coming. We make 1 parents 3, okay? Then
Yeah.
4, 1 is coming. You can make 4 parents 1, okay? So if you go to find, right? So we are going to find the parents of the P and parents of the Q, right? And then you are uniting here this thing. So I'm thinking whether without that we can do.
Okay, so union will become O of 1 and find will.
Yeah.
You have to find. Without that, how will you until and unless you don't know whose parent is what, how will you
Yeah.
assume?
No, we will just make the link between them, and
Yeah,
later in the find
link.
function we will handle that going up.
So just let me write this down, okay, and probably help me if that is correct or not. Okay.
Yes. Union
So-
we will only write IDP equal to Q.
That's what I'm
5, 6. Okay. Now, when I say that connect 2 to 3, right?
Yeah.
So what I did is that I did this, right?
Right.
Then we did 3 and 1 and then 6 and 1, right? But before I do 3 and 1, I'm gonna do 6 and 1.
Yeah.
So I did this, okay? 6 and 1.
Hmm.
Now I say that connect 1 and 3.
Then 1 can
Yes,
be.
so 1 will go below 3, and when we are searching for 6, recursively we'll reach 3.
Okay. So 6 still goes to 1 and the 1 goes to 3, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But
IDP
how do you
equal to Q.
But how do you know that parent of 1 and 3 are different? If they are same, then you don't need to connect. So you need to check the find, right? To check that whether they are connected to the same or different.
It doesn't matter, no? Because
I
if
mean,
it does, it's just one extra step we added. If they had the same parent, like 1 and 2,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
just that we have taken 1 and added it below 2.
Okay. So
Anyway, we
answer
are
me.
making find cost. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Answer me this question. Now with this, right? What if I
Yes.
want to connect 1 and 4? What I will do?
4 can be child of 1.
No. 1 and 4. See, the first
Okay,
parameter
maybe
is always
yes.
child of second, right? You can't decide based on the image. Basically, there are P and Q's passed. Either you can make P child of Q or Q child of P, whatever way you want to make it. Okay. So in this case, if P and Q is passed, probably we are making
Actually,
P
I
as a
think,
child of Q, right?
what if we do it like this?
Huh?
Okay, yeah, we can't do it. We can't do it.
So
Then-
what if I want to connect 1 and 4? What we'll do in this case?
We could think that we'll make 4's parent 3 and add 1, but then what if 4 had another parent? So it becomes
Yeah.
O of n.
Yeah,
So it's the same thing.
it's the same thing, right? Yeah. So I don't think so. There is
We can swap also based on the we can keep the smaller part left side, bigger part right side, something like that.
But then vice versa, they will see what if 4 was the child.
yeah.
This is you are saying because you are looking at array, but if you look at tree, the things will change.
Right.
By
Yeah.
looking at things like that, by doing that, you can get it. But when you look at the tree, then it won't be that way.
Got it.
So you always have to find the root actually. There's no way, because if you want to connect 1 and 4, the only way I can make that connection is that if the 3 become 4th child or 4 become 5th child, whatever way we implement it. But you can't make direct connection between 1 and 4, otherwise things will fall apart.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, in this case, now if I want to connect 4 and 1, okay, this is the exact scenario which will break. 4 and 1, I can't make direct connection between 4 and 1 because I can't have 2 parents. Right? So this optimization is not going to work. I think we have to keep this. Now, still, it may happen that, right, there is a one has a different parent and then different parent, right? So our find is become probably, O of n in worst case, right? So my find will be.
No, but they have mentioned that height of the tree won't go more than log n using something Ackermann function.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but we are still not there yet. So yes, when we optimize it further, we will do that. Okay. So what I'm doing is that so while I equal to is not equal to ID, I equal to ID of I and then return I, right? So basically I'm checking what is the value of 5. 5's parent is 1. So is it same or not? I mean, is 5's value? So only for 1, 3. Okay, I have now changed this image with our discussion. But basically, what happens is that in this tree structure, right, we will keep looking till these 3's index are same, 3 or not. When the index are same, basically they are their parents. There is no more above. So we basically keep going looking until we reach the root kind of thing. So there's no tree explicitly. Okay, it is just I make it to so that we can understand it easily. Right. So that is our implementation of find. So what will be the complexity of find in this case?
O of n worst case, yeah.
Yeah, it is open.
And so if find is O of n, then union is also going to be, right, O of n, right? Because we are doing 2 times find. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And connected also is O of n because we are returning connected definition is same, right? Find P equal to find Q.
Yeah, order of n.
Double equal to O of n, right? So we try to improve union, but actually we end up making it worse, right? Worse than before. Right?
Okay. So the quick union makes everything bad. Okay.
Everything bad. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
And the reason it is bad is this, right? What we are doing is that, suppose in this case, this graph is there, right? 3, 2, 1, and what was that here? 5, right? This was, yeah. Basically,
I think I have observation. We are never will be reach order of n. I think it should be order of 1. I think so every time.
order of n, order of say that again.
The find operation will never go of order of n any time. It will be order of 1. I think so here also, because what you are doing, you are getting good little bit down. Here in the we are getting the find of parents of P and parents of Q and uniting both in the third line, right? So we are not creating sub branch, we are creating in a parallel branch and join the parents, right? So here it will never go for any time, depth will never go more than 1, the tree depth.
It will go, right? It won't go. Let's see. Let's take the example.
Take one example, little better, yeah.
Does somebody want to say something? You want to answer that?
So if 6 is joined with 5 and one link is come 6 to 5. Then
Like
5
this,
to
right?
4. Yes,
Yeah,
then 5 to 4.
Yeah.
Then
So-
4 to 3. So it would become O of n, I guess.
Exactly. Right? Then 4, 5, 6. Did you get that? If you keep doing that, then we will have a tree that is like this.
Sorry, initially 5 6 we join, then we join 4 and 5, right?
Yeah. Then
Okay. Okay.
see, you can't control how we join, right?
We're going backward. One order of n, yeah.
I mean, you don't, so you can't assume that, right? Which way the
Yeah.
connect call is coming. It can
Hmm.
come anyway.
Any order it can come, right?
Okay. Correct. So we are clear that, right? It won't be often. And I think we are agreeing on this, right? Whatever we have done.
Yeah, good.
All right. So let's, improve it little bit more, So what is happening is that now here, right? What we are doing? Let's take this example only, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, right? So whenever, let's say that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? We have this kind of structure, right? Now, when I say that connect 4 to 5, right? Instead of blindly connect, when I say that connect P to Q, right? Connect P to Q. What I'm doing is that make Q as a child of P, right? Something like that. That is what I'm doing, right? Normally. Instead of that, before doing this, I will say that what is the size of that component, right? So suppose with each thing, right, I am maintaining the size also. And let me write down the size in different colors. So 0, 1, it's not a very good color. Okay, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, my mistake. All size is 1, right? So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and here the size is 2 because there are 2 components connected. Okay. Now, when I say that connect 4 to 5, instead of connecting, blindly like this, right? So I have 2 choice. When I connect 4 to 5, I can have like 4, 5, and 6, or I can have a 5, 4, and 6. Which one is better?
Yeah, second one.
Yeah.
Right. So what I will do is that I will basically check the size and I will make the smaller as a child of bigger. Okay, because I'm maintaining the size also, right? The green color is basically where I'm taking size. So when I connect 4 to 5, when I connect 4 to 5, what I'm gonna do is that since the 4 is smaller, I'm gonna make 4 as a child instead of 5 as a child. Okay.
The
So this
connection depth or it is number of nodes?
number of nodes. How many numbers are there? Okay.
Okay.
Question here. I mean, I'm not able to understand why this approach is better. We are still just connecting 5 to 4. Like it's still one node being connected. Either it's 4 to 5 or 5 to 4. 6 is already
So-
connected to 5, so it will follow.
That's correct, but the problem. So see, when we connect, okay, good question. Let me. Okay, so when I want to connect 4 and 5, right? There is 2 way to connect. We just spoke about it, right? I can make 4, 5, and 6, or I can make a 4 of child of 5, right? So, and you are asking why one is better than other.
Yes.
Is that correct? Because my depth is less, right? See, this is what causing the problem. We are reaching towards O of n when we are doing find. Because if you want to say find of 7,
Got it.
we have to say 7 to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 to 0, and then I get the answer. if my depth is less, right? Suppose this similar structure would be like this, right? 0, 1, 2, 3.
But while doing the like writing the algorithm, do we have to try both and choose one which has a lesser depth, right? Or we don't have to try both even before we can know which will be lesser depth.
So see, yes, good question. So see, there are both way you can do, okay, in a sense. So what I'm doing is that I'm just making the size here, right? And other ways that I maintain the height, what you're telling is that, right, depth. So I'm saying that this is a depth 2, this is depth 1. So make less height depth child of the more height 3, right?
Yep.
So both will work, okay? And I can try to tell you something, but we will not prove it, and I will give you the reference where probably you can find the proof, okay? Basically, let's understand this. This is a very, very, very good question. Okay, so okay, suppose there are, so basically there are 2 trees, right? We can call it a tree only, right? T1 and T2. Is that correct? So this is one tree and this is another tree, right?
Okay.
Or yes. So now I have a choice that you know, T1 can be child of T2 or T2 can be child of T1, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Now that is depending on the size, right? What size it is. If T1 is bigger, then T2 will become child. T2 is bigger than T1 become child, right? Now let's say that both are same. T1 and T2 are same, right?
Mm-hmm.
So both are like, for example, I'm just giving example like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, since both are same, I have to make one to the another child, right? I don't have choice.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So let's say that I am making 0 as a child of 3, right? For our assumption. So in this case, 0 will come here, and then 1 and 2, correct?
Okay.
So your tree depth is increased by what?
1.
1. And your tree size, what happened to your tree size?
It's double.
Number of elements.
It's double, like twice.
Twice, right? So this approach where we count it, right? That approach basically says that at most you will basically increase the size by 1 when you double the child. Okay. I mean, yeah. When you double the size, right? And it is not a binary tree, right? It can be, see, in this case, it is not binary.
Yep.
3 has a 3 child.
Yep.
So basically, theoretically, it basically, you know, it will follow our kind of a balanced tree algorithm, whatever we call it, right? Now, balanced tree in the binary search tree is very complicated because we are always have 2 children. So we have to do rotate and a lot of other things. But in this case, we have multiple children, and if we just keep following this size principle, the tree will never grow more than log n, basically. It will be very less than log n, but it will never grow more than log n, the depth of this tree, resulting tree. And you can do either height and weight, both same. Okay. The only thing is that if you want to do height, it will become more complex. And that is why I choose weight, because both is going to give exactly same result.
By weight, you mean the number of children? Right?
Yes. When I say that number of component in that group, basically, right? In that, yes. Now, not number of children, but total number of nodes in that under 5 in this case. because maintaining that will be very easy, right? When I connect 3, 4, 5 and 0, 1, 2, right? What I'm gonna do is that 3's height, I'm gonna basically 3's number I'm gonna increase. It was 3 before. Now when I make children of 0 and 0's size was 3, when I make 0 child of 3, I won't change anything to 0, but I will just change the 3 size will become 6. Just add whatever child I'm making, right?
So with that logic, then every node that we have in the example given will be a child of 5, right? Because we
Yes.
keep increasing and we'll keep maintain the height and just keep increasing the number of children for 5.
See, it is so again we have to be very careful. Okay, it's depend on what way input are coming. If we are connected the previous one, right, 5 to 6, then connect 4 to 5, and then connect 3 to 4, then connect 2 to 3, then connect 0 to 1 to 2 and 0 to 1. What you are saying, that is true, right? In that case, it will end up being all children, all are children of 5, right? That's correct. That is what you are thinking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's change a little bit, right? Okay, so okay, let's connect 5 and 6. Okay, so 5 and 6 will become like this, right? Then let's connect 4 and 5, right? Now let's connect 1 and 2. Right? Now let's connect 3 and 2. Right? Now let's connect 1 and 5. What would happen?
One will be a child of 5, like, and
okay. Now let's connect 0 and 2 or whatever, right? So basically we will go to 5 and put 0 here. Okay. So see, we connected everything, but our tree is not as flat as we thought it would be. Right? Because it all depends on what order your connections are keep coming, right? Is that clear? All right, we can talk about it more.
It's clear. I'm good.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it depends on the input, so you can't assume that input will come in one way. But yes, we have to figure out worst case what happened and best case what happened. Probably if input comes this way, then it is our best case, right? If input come this way, then it is our worst case because there were two array with two group with the same size, and we have to make one another child. Okay.
Bhavesh,
So-
I have a question. Like, sorry to interrupt. So,
no
how
problem.
are you deciding which one to take as a parent here? Let's say, like, both have the same priority. Like, how you are considering only 5 as a parent here?
Oh no. If both are same, then you can do either way, right? But if you write a code, right, it's like
Okay.
that. Yeah. See what we did. Okay, so let's implement that. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So I think it will be easy. Basically, you are writing a code, so it's a if-else condition, right? You compare the weight. Either you say that it is less than another weight, then you make a child, one another, or you say that less or equal.
Yes,
So
correct.
whenever it comes P and Q, P is the first and Q is second, you know, in one case P become Q when it is same size. In another case, Q become P's child if both are same. It's all depend on what you write in your code.
Yeah, got it. Thanks, Bhavesh.
Okay. All right. So basically, so in this case, all our things are same, right? The only thing we are maintaining is the extra size thing, right? So let me still write it down quickly, okay?
So after every connection, we have to store the size of that node, right? Like
Correct.
every node there. Okay.
Yeah, so we have an ID array and let's call it a size array, right? Now, so ID array was like this, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? And size array also will be like that, right? But all will be 1, 1, 1. Initially. And then whenever we make a connection, I think the only things it is going to change is our connected method, right? And the find method is changed. Find is not changed, right? Only connected is changing. Connect is changing, right? Union method is changing.
No? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's write down only union method, right? What would happen? So it is same, right? I want to find integer I equal to find p. It is same way we are finding, basically going till we reach the root. Right now, we have never talked about it, but I think if both are same, I don't want to do anything, right? I'm just returning. Now I'm writing my condition. If size of I is less than size of j. Okay, size is this array what we are maintaining, right? Then what I'm gonna do is I'm making I, since I is a smaller, right? I'm making I as a child of j. And since I'm making I as a child of j, I am increasing the size of j equal to size of j plus size of I. Okay. So because I'm making I as a child of j, I'm increasing the size of j by size of I. Else will be, different. I mean, it's a similar thing where I will say that ID of j equal to I, and I would say that size of I in this case equal to size of my current size plus size of j, the new children size. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
So now the question where we are saying that how we are deciding both are same, it basically all come down to this thing. If I say that less than equal, this will execute in case of both are same. If I just say less, then it is always this one. And it doesn't matter in this case if both sides are same, according to me. I mean, because at most, in worst case, you are going to increase the depth by 1 when you are doubling the child. When you are at least doubling the child, at least. You can have a more child also, right? When you increase the depth. Okay. Any question so far?
No question.
Okay. So now, in this case, now let's see that what will be the cost of find in this case now? Here. Let's call it weighted quick union, right? Because we use weighted quick union. So we did a quick union, but we put weight, and based on that we are deciding. So initializing is always n. What will be the cost of find?
I think it's still the n, right?
Yeah, you can keep it n, but it will never reach n. It's true.
I think it is log n, based on what we
Okay.
discussed.
The height
Why?
of the tree, like the max of whatever any node has.
Yeah, makes sense.
So in worst case it will be log n, I believe.
Right. True.
Okay. Otherwise it will be better than that, but in worst case it will be log n. Right?
Yeah.
So then in case all are log n, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Hmm.
Good. So we did some improvement, right? So quick find is and connected is 1, but union is costly. Quick union, everything was n. Weighted quick union, basically at least we got everything to log n, right? It is improvement than what we have done so far. Correct?
Yeah.
So now I think if you see a lot of articles, they talk about path compression, right? That's the next level of improvement, and probably that might be the final improvement, right? What would be. So let's talk about it, right? Suppose I have let me draw one big tree, okay? Okay, so I have a 0, 1, 2. Now, this is not following all the principle what we have just discussed, but I'm just giving example of the tree. Okay, so its depth is more. Right. So when we have to find a parent of 9, right? 9. What we do? We go from 9 to 6, right? Then we go from 6 to 3. Then we go from 3 to 1, and then we go from 1 to 0. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
So what happened is that when we jump there, right? Basically, there are 2 implementation of quick union with path compression. Okay. Basically, once we found the 0, right, saying that 9's parent is 0, right? Basically, what we do that all the point that is in that path 9, 6, 3, 1, 0, right? We make it a parent 0. So basically, what would happen is that the new tree will look like this. 0, let's say that 9 has a 11 and 12. Then 6 is another parent of 9, right? So 6 has a 8 and 10. And then 3 has a 7. And then whatever we had, 4 and 5 and 2. So what I did is that basically once I found that 9's parent is 0, basically I went ahead in that path again, and basically 9's parent 6. 6 I will make a parent as 0. Then 6 parent is 3. 3 I will make parent as 0. Then 3's parent is 1. 1 is I will make parent as 0. That is already 0, by the way. So basically I am flattening whenever I did find query once. Okay. And yes, yeah. So this is one technique of path compression. Okay. And this is called 2-pass path compression. Why 2-pass is that? One time we went through the tree to find 9's parent, right? Basically, we say that find the parents of this node, this node, right? P. This is our P node. We said that find the parent of P, and we found that its parent is 9. Then we again start from P and going this path, and each node that comes in the path, we are changing its parent to whatever P's parent, 0. So first node is 9 itself. We change 9 parents right here. Then come the next node 6. So 6 we make it child of 0. Then 3 also become child of 0. Then 1 is already there, but yes, in our code we keep going till we reach 0, right? And that is what we are doing here. Okay, so that is one implementation of path compression. There is another implementation also, and basically that is simple, and that also give kind of similar result. Okay, Now, when I say similar result, you don't see result in immediate pass. Okay, so in this data structure, what happens is that when you are making more and more find and connect query, basically your structure is improving with every query, right? Because see, one time you did find of 9, right? Find of this node 9. So it just improve this tree structure to this one. It is a lot simpler. Now let's say that you make a parent of 10, another query, right? Find parent of 10. And if you do that, in this one file query, basically all 6, 8, and 10 will be the child of 0. So basically that structure will become even more simpler. 8 and 10 will come here.
So it's little bit like dynamic programming. For parent, we have made a shorter path. Like we've made a memo for parent, kind of.
What
No
is we made?
recomputation.
Say that again, please.
So little bit, it's like dynamic programming where we don't do the recomputation for parent.
We don't do recomputation. Okay. Do you mind explaining it a little bit more? So recomputation means what?
So now next time when 10's parent is asked, it will go up to 6. But from 6, it will not recompute again the entire thing. Directly, it will go to 0, like a dynamic programming memo is something.
Yeah, you
I
can
see.
cache it, right? The values.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I got your comment now. Okay, yes. So in this case, we are basically changing it, our base data structure, but yes, kind of that, right? We are basically shortening. If one time I go to that path, I will shorten it as much as possible, basically, kind of flat. Okay, so I am giving cost one time only. If I don't go that path again, that cost is extra. But so union find are the problem where a lot of time you basically go through that find and union calls. So in long run, it always pays off.
I have a question here. Like you have a 8 as a child of 0, right? But why 7 is a child for 3 here? Because it has to be child of 0 only, right, Bhavesh?
No, because see, I won't go through the whole tree. I just go through the path. So in path from 9 to 0, 6, 3, and 1 comes. 7 doesn't come because 7 might have another big tree below that.
Okay, got it. Yeah, correct.
Right. I'm just making sure that so the cost is very similar, right? It's the cost of log n, basically, kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I say that find 1 and then the whole everything I have to change it, then cost will become O of 1, O of n that time.
Yes, Bhavesh, I got it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Log n, we don't need size in path compression, or we still need to use size.
We still need to use size. It is just enhancement to what we were doing. Okay. So wait, sorry. What I say is that so okay, we can do without size also, but without size, if we do that, it is not going to be so effective. Okay, in a sense, the O of 1 that we are targeting, we might not reach O of 1. I mean, theoretical O of 1. It's not practical O of 1. I will just tell what it is. Okay. All right.
So is the goal? So is the goal here to reduce the distance from the root of the node we are trying to find?
That's correct, because all of our operation, right? Let's say that union, find, is connected, all are depend, basically the cost is the depth, right? Depth of the tree.
Yeah.
Log n.
Okay.
The more we reduce it, all of our calls are going to improve.
Yeah, it kinds of it's like a kind of brute force in a dynamic way that we are trying to flatten the tree. So if we flatten the tree in the first pass, then everything is O of 1.
Yes. And we are just flattening only through the root, the node that we are basically touching. That is what we are doing. Okay. Now, So let's go back here, right? So, okay, what you asked, right? Basically, if I do the weighted quick union, right? Then it was n, right? Now there are two ways to do path compression, right? I will just do quick union path compression, quick union and path compression. And I will do weighted quick union path compression, right? The question is whether we still need to do weight or not, right? Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So if we don't do the weight, we might not improve on this number, by the way. Because what would happen is that, see, I think the answer lies here, right? When I go through this 9th path, right? And basically, I am not touching. So I made 9 as a parent of 0 and 6 as a 0, but I'm not touching their children. So 6 children are still, far. 3 children are still, I mean, little bit improvement is done, but not whole, right? Plot, because this tree can be big below.
Correct.
So if we still do the weight, then only you will achieve the maximum, optimization. So if we just do the path compression without weight, then it will be the same number and log n in worst case.
I think it will be reduced now, union and reduced to order n after certain time of interval operation.
That is for weighted with path compression. If you just doing quick union with path compression, it won't. Okay, so yes, I mean, I think in our implementation we'll do weighted, but the question comes, that's why I just made this 2 different points. Quick union with path compression.
In all of this, we can make initialize O of 1 if we use a hash map, no? If element is not in hash map already, that means it is a root.
See, if we are doing hash map, so that hash map.
One question I have, Bhavesh, here. While making a query, right, may find operation, each operation we are making to optimize the path. So at the end, we are flattening the tree, right? So ultimately, after certain number of operation, it will be going to be order 1 time complexity for find and for union also, right? So if whatever maybe we choose quick union or weighted quick union, right? In both cases, that shortening the path will be what same way. So it will be order 1 in all the cases, right?
Yes, but if unless I do weighted, I can't say that it is always order of 1. Basically, at some point it will be log n, and once I go through that path, it will be over the time it will be O of n for that path. But then there is always another path where it will be log n again.
Yeah, got it. What you mean? Yeah.
But this other one, we kind of reach that always. Okay, I want to discuss that another thing. What was the question? Sorry, when you were asking, somebody else was also talking about what is that? I forgot that. Can you remind me?
About initialize, we can make it hash map, so then we don't have to initialize it manually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hash map, we don't have to initialize for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And
so what is hash map we are going to use it for?
So instead of initializing every element with its index, we can just say if element is not inside hash map, then it is a root element. It doesn't have a parent.
Okay, so it is not connected, you are saying.
Yes. And so then initialize would be O of 1.
But if we are maintaining size, for size, how we will do it? now, with weighted, we have a two array, right? One is ID, one is size.
But yeah, but still every element of an array will be a hash map, right? In that case.
Okay,
is it
yes,
not
yes.
almost the
Internally,
same?
the hash map is a array only for int.
Yeah.
int.
It will
Okay,
be the
okay.
same.
Yes,
like
yes.
that.
I'm not sure what we will gain out of that. Okay, I mean, ultimately it will be same.
Mhm. Looks
Yes,
like
yes. Got it.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about this weighted quick union with path compression, right? So I'm not going into the proof, but basically, if we do this compress, so this is okay. By the way, sorry, one more thing. Okay, so this is the two-pass implementation, right? What we did is that basically I find the parent of P, that is 0, right? So in this case, our find implementation will be like this: find integer P, right? And what I'm going to do is that integer, ID of P. What were that our previous implementation find? This one, right? While I is not equal to ID of I equal to ID of I, right? This will be changed. Basically, I want to store this I, right? So I think let me write ID of P equal to okay, integer. I want to temporarily store that, right? Integer temp equal to ID of P, and then same thing, while temp is not equal to not temp, wait, yes, temp is not equal to ID of temp. I can just say that P here, right? Temp equal to ID of temp. So basically, in one pass we found what is the root of my 9, and then in another pass I will basically update all its whatever comes in the root, right? I will update that all parents to this 0, but that pass will become a little bit complex, right, to implement, because I have to go 9's parent 6 and then change 6 to 0 and then store the 6 parent to 3 before changing it. So that we go to 3's parent to 0, but before changing 3's parent to 0, I have to store it so that I can find the 1, and then basically it becomes a little bit complex, comparatively, implementation. Okay, so there is a simple implementation that is called simpler, one pass variant. So this is basically the path compression. What we did is a 2-pass implementation, and there's a simple one. I'll just show you, and that kind of achieve the same effect without the complexity of code, right? So it is called path halving, and I'm just telling you the name so that basically we remember that what is this technique, right? Path halving. Halving means we are making the path to half and not completely flattening, right? So what we do is that whenever, let's say that I am at this 9, right, and I want to go to 0, right? Instead of making 2 pass, I'll just do the 1 pass. What I'll do is that if what I'll do is that I will assign 9's to the parent of 6 to its parent's parent. So in this case, what I will do is that basically when I'm in this loop only, right, while I am going in this loop only, while I am trying to find the parent, in that loop, what I'll do is that 9 parent, I will say that make 9 child of its grandfather, right? If you say that this is the parent and grandparents, right? So
is it fast pointer, slow pointer?
Basically, we are jumping two times, or we are essentially making. So see, in this case, right, in this implementation, we are basically exactly making 9's height to the parents as kind of 0 or 1, whatever we are telling, right? Not more. in this case, right now, let's say that the depth of 9 to 0, right? What is the distance? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I am instead of 0, 1, I'm gonna make it to 2. So at least I am improving by half, but not more than that. But our code will become much simpler in that case. See, right now, as I told you, right? To write
Question
this code,
here, Bhavesh. So, if we are just assigning making grandfather as the parent, there can be still like another 4 levels above it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So we are not
yeah.
we are not halving, like we're not going halfway.
Yes, I'll tell you how we are going to halfway. Okay. So yes, bear with me. Okay. So this 9, 11, and 12, right? What I'm gonna do? This 9, 11, and 12, right? Now, basically, we came here, right? Then 3. So we are not just going to do only 9, and the whole path we are going to do that. So we skip 6, we did 3. Then we skip 1, we did for 0. So now 3 will become child of 0 directly.
So it's same as how we calculate the middle element in a linked list, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
But writing this code will be simple, basically.
Okay.
So see, we did not stop at 9, but we went 3 also. We are making child of 0, right? So effectively our depth become 2. It's the whole path I'm going, not only just one element. Let me just write down the code, and then probably we can discuss it.
Bhavesh, I sent code 1 in the chat. Just check it out. This will work here.
Okay, can I write this down and then look at it?
Yeah, sure.
Basically, this was our previous code, right? I equal to ID of I. This was our previous code. And only one sentence I am adding here is that ID of I am making as ID of I. So I'm saying that basically make me the child of my grandparents. That's it. Okay, and this is the only line of code to make it half. Well, let me see the code, where I can see the code. If n equal to ID of, if n equal to ID of n, return n, p is equal to find parent. Yeah, so what in this essentially what we are doing is that whatever you told, basically I'm just making 9 as a child of 0, but I'm not doing any other input in this path. Right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
The first find with the while loop of making everyone's parent 0, recursively we can do that very easily.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, the original find with 2 while loops. I sent one in the chat.
Okay. All right. Let me see. If ID with recursion, it can be 2-line code. If ID P is return 0 or return.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Same thing what I written, it will make it 2-line. Yeah.
Got it. So what you're saying is that find integer P. What we are doing is that if if P is equal to ID of P, right? Then
yes.
return P.
Yes.
Else return ID of P is equal to find ID of P.
Yeah, I think 3 lines would be little cleaner. IDP equal to find and then return IDP, but I just wrote it like that.
Yeah. Understood. I think this perfectly makes sense. Yes. So basically, this implementation with the recursive call will be much more simpler. Where we want to do the everything, want to make a child of parents, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, I completely agree. So there are 2 implementations. One is the path halving, where we do every other parents by this line, or we make it recursive implementation. I think it will be difficult if you don't make recursive. Okay, implementation. This one.
So,
But
Bhavesh, the
Huh?
way you describe about the path halving, so and the recursive implementation, are they not the same, or the recursive one is more efficient than this
both
one?
at the end, both will give the kind of same thing. In path halving, what we are doing is that we are not flattening totally. We are just decreasing the distance by half.
Okay, but eventually we will do that, right? For that particular path. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Right. And in this recursive one, where basically I was doing a 2 pass implementation, right? So here basically 2 pass become 1 pass.
Yeah, because while coming back, he is actually assigning that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it is not very efficient, but I don't mind this because we know that theoretically the depth of the tree doesn't grow more. So recursive is also fine. Otherwise, recursive is basically extra call stack and a lot of other things, right? But in this case, it's fine. Now let's let's quickly come to the our conclusion, right? So now I will not go to the proof. Okay, proof of this why this with this how we will achieve O of 1. Okay, if we do the path compression, I can give you the let me give you the link. Okay, that says that I'm putting into the chat. Okay, and that is the proof, and it is I don't think so we have to go to the proof of that because it's a complex algorithm. Books also just refer to that and basically say that the proving that your log growth factor of this data structure is kind of flat, right? So that is out of scope, the proving that. Okay, but I can tell you what is the growth factor. Okay, they call it, what is that? It is not Akamai, right? What was that?
Reverse Akamai.
Is it Akamai? Okay, it's called log star n. Okay, so for 1 it will be 1, for 2 it will be 1, for 4 it will be 2, for 16 it will be 3, for 65k it will be 4. So basically it's a log raised to log of n, something like that. Okay, and for 2 raised to 65k it will be 5. So depth of the tree will be, for this many elements, it will be just 5. And because of that, we can safely call it O of 1 for all our practical purpose, because they call it integrated log function. Okay, I'm not sure about that term. Okay, Akamai function, but it might be that, but I don't know that. But you know that, right? It's called Akamai function. Is it correct?
I'm not sure, but one place said inverse Ackermann.
Okay. All right. So I am referring this from the book called Algorithms. Okay, Algorithms from Robert Sedgwick, C-D-G-E Sedgwick, I think. And from that book, I'm just referring. And so if we implement this weighted quick union with path compression, basically we will never it's kind of O of 1 we can consider for all of our practical purpose. You know, this will be n, but this will be like O 1 1 1. So union, find, and connect is connected.
So in the interview, if we just say O of 1 and all, we don't need to explain everything.
Yeah. I mean, you can explain that this is what it is, and it grows beyond that, and you can safely say that I don't know. I read it, I know it, but I don't know how to prove it, and I don't think so. You will be penalized for that.
And even is it okay to use the quick find algorithm instead of all the compression and all, or it's better to use the optimal one?
So, you know, if you are using union find and you have to, let's say that implement union find, then you can implement anything. It's fine, because unless you are doing lead code, where unless you do the
time limit. Okay.
Yes, if it's an implementation, you might run out of time.
Yeah.
But so it's all depend on how you are doing interview, right? With a lot of interview being done online now, if they want to run through, so if the company are doing some other system to take your interview, right, where they have a lot of inputs available, you might want to implement the efficient one. If you are writing in a simple editor where you can run your code with the sample input, in that case probably simple one is fine, because you are not going to give such a big input in that case if you are writing that way.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I have used this many times and discussion, and never it was asked to prove why it is log star n. Okay, so none of the places I have gone so far of making it efficient also, because the question that most of the time we come across, let me show you if I have questions. Okay, for example, this, right, redundant connection, right, where it says that there is a graph and there is a 1, 2, and 3, right, all are connected. So there is we have to remove any redundant connection, right? In this case 1, 2, and 3, you can remove a connection from 2 to 3 because still all are connected, right? Or in this case of 5, 1, 2, 4, 3, basically we can remove the connection from 1 to 4. Even if we remove that, everything is connected, right? Or for example, center similarity, right? So basically great acting and skills are the words, and the word 2 are fine, drama, and talent, right? And there are pairs of similar words, like great is equal to good, fine equal to good, acting equal to drama, skill is equal to talent, and we have to find if the first sentence, that is great acting skill and fine drama talent, are kind of equivalent or not in terms of meaning. So this kind of question, if interview it was asked, the main thing interview is basically looking is whether you know the union find concept or not, because these are the problem efficiently can be solved only using union find.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay. All right. So we could have taken some sample question, but probably we can keep it for another session. If next week or a week after that, if nobody shows up for the session, we can do that. But does anyone have any question for the things that what we have discussed today?
From which resource you have prepared this topic?
This is that book called, let me show you that book. Okay. This is the book. This one, Algorithms by Robert Sedgwick.
Does it have code examples?
Yes, I think so. It does have code example. So this author have a very good course in Coursera. Unfortunately, it is not free. Okay, but if you are studying from ground up, I would highly recommend this course. Let me stop recording and then we can still continue discussion.
Yeah, I'll stop it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.